Good morning, and thank you for this opportunity to speak. I stand here in support of and in unity with my executive team, the presidents of the 3 unions representing uniformed members of service, and a delegation of both corrections officers and non-uniformed staff. I believe everyone at DOC, the members of the board, and other justice stakeholders, regardless of our titles, affiliations, authority, should be working towards achieving a shared goal of creating and maintaining safe jails. But how that goal is attained seems very much at odds. What I have seen recently is a widespread practice of confirmation bias, where people are so confident that their own beliefs are correct, they seek out only that information which confirms that they are right. While this type of bias may be a natural human condition, it is harmful to the process of collaboration when people who are charged with being impartial and unbiased bring their own personal agenda to the table. The biggest misconception we all may have is that our opinions are the result of years of rational, objective analysis. But the truth is, our opinions are the result of years of paying attention to information which confirms what we believe, while ignoring information that challenges our preconceived notions. In science, you move closer to the truth by seeking evidence to the contrary. And perhaps that same method should inform our collective opinions as well, because if our only objective is to get our own way, to win or to be on the right side, and not find common ground, then we are not collaborating and will continue down a path of discord and resistance. I would like to take a moment to commend Commissioner O'Neill and the men and women of the NYPD who have done an excellent job at reducing crime. Commissioners who came before him used the broken windows theory and established policies, procedures, and police response to events occurring in neighborhoods. After many years of practice and analysis of the results across the country, we learned that policing solely in response to that theory did not work. Commissioner O'Neill adjusted the response based on input from others and years of data and implemented the precision policing model, mapping out and targeting those areas within neighborhoods experiencing the highest crime statistics. The new Build-A-Block initiative is enhanced community policing built on the foundation that police officers who are permanently assigned to a particular area become a familiar fixture of that community, build trust, engage with residents, share information, and work collaboratively to solve problems, thereby reducing crime and improving the neighborhood through partnerships. When those preventative measures are unsuccessful, police officers stop the continuation of violence and/or criminal behavior through arrest and removal from the neighborhood. Those deemed by a court unable to remain in society go somewhere. That somewhere is a DOC jail. And unfortunately, not everyone chooses to alter their criminal or violent behavior once incarcerated. The jails are DOC's neighborhoods. ESH and other restricted housing such as True, Second Chance, and Secure is our model of precision policing, created in response to the specific need to identify those who commit crimes or engage in violent acts within our jails, and we remove them from the neighborhood, or in corrections terms, general population. This is not done as punishment. It is our duty to keep staff, visitors, and everyone in our custody safe. We not only need to stop the dangerous behavior, we want to have an impact on reducing and eliminating further criminal acts through long-term behavior change. We worked diligently to steady both the tours and assignments of our officers and provided specialized training for those who work within these high-crime neighborhoods. Developing trust with those in ESH or other restrictive housing units allow us to understand the root cause of behavior, engage with them in a meaningful way so they can avail themselves of programs that target or disrupt criminal thinking, and then acquire skills necessary to ensure a permanent reduction in criminal activity both inside the jail and back into the community. Corrections and police both work with the same people, and we have the same goals. We take a different approach and use different tools because of our distinct mission, but the desired outcomes are the same: a safe city and safe jails. Why is it that the police are praised for the same approach to reducing crime and increasing safety, but corrections is vilified? We will be addressing young adult ESH today, and it was recently suggested that ESH was just created, the implication being that there was no basis for the design or process. To some extent, that is true. ESH was created, but in direct response to the elimination of punitive segregation for the serious mentally ill, medically ineligible, adolescents, and the 18 to 21-year-old inmates, as well as the significant reduction and time-limited use of punitive segregation for the rest of the population. Because no other correctional agency had, or to this date has, taken the steps we have in regard to punitive segregation reform, there were no suitable models or alternatives to replicate or adopt. Relying on the collective expertise of DOC staff, the What Works research, and discussions with corrections operations professionals around the country, ESH was developed and implemented as a tool to safely manage violent behavior. While we are hopeful this restrictive housing model of engagement will work, we are still in the analysis phase. We do not have enough data yet to prove or disprove its effectiveness. Yet rather than allow us sufficient time to work with the individuals placed in these units, it appears the board's intent is to continue to modify and then codify what you believe is the best way to deal with this small but violent group of individuals. When you weaken or remove our ability to appropriately house people and control violent behavior without the operational data to support your decisions, you put everyone who walks through our doors at risk. A recent Bureau of Labor statistics showed that among occupational groups, only police experience more violent incidents at work than corrections officers. For every 10,000 correction officers across the country, there were 254 workplace assaults and violent injuries. That is 36 times higher than the rate for all American workers. How many of you in this room today would continue to go to your place of employment every day if those numbers were associated with your profession? Over 11,000 staff members, as well as medical staff, volunteers, and contractors, do every single day into our jails. And I have heard people say, well, that's what you sign up for. I guarantee you it is not. We understand the risk is ever present, but we do not sign up for urine being thrown at us, feces being thrown at us, broken noses, human bites, gang assaults, or fractured spines. And so as we enter into rulemaking, I implore each of you to be mindful that confirmation bias exists. Seek to understand issues from all perspectives and explore the potential unintended consequences of your decisions. Understand that although the majority of our population has not been convicted of the crime they are charged with, jail is not a voluntary placement. There are rules in place for a reason, and they must be enforced in order for us to maintain safety and security for everyone. We now need a set of integrated intervention strategies that respond to negative behavior, designed to operate in conjunction with each other to increase accountability, ensure safety, and reduce recidivism by preventing future criminal behavior. A system of graduated responses provide a way to address both positive and negative behavior. And while we have a plethora of individual and group incentives available to grant people as a reward for sustained compliance of good behavior, currently our ability to impose meaningful consequences for infractions are severely limited. I ask that you work with us to design a system of meaningful and effective responses to inappropriate, dangerous, and/or violent behavior that occur within our facilities. Thank you.